Hey guys, Sackman03 here, and today I am going to be doing. It's not really a game, it's like an experience, but I don't know how else to explain it. It's called The Shape of Time. So let me get this running on that game here real quick. Alrighty. So right now the graphics already look pretty good, but I'm not entirely sure what the point is, so I only looked at this for a little bit, and then I was like, I'll leave the rest for the video. I did get this on Steam. It's like a little simulation experience thing, and it's this museum here, so we'll go ahead and check it out. Cloud's looking a little weird. So it looks like we got this water up in the front here. We can't touch the water. Sounds nice. I am compelled to picture shape that encompass reality. Does that make sense? I don't know. Nothing ever moves but our minds drifting through time, unveiling bits by bits little parts of this unfathomable shape, the shape of time. I found a way to capture it. It altered my vision of the world. I had to build this place. So I think they don't know English exactly. I had to build this place to share the view. Alrighty. Already we can see some stuff that we'll be looking at. Alrighty, what is right here? The visitor's book. I started sculpting time shape 6 years ago, and this expedition or exhibition, is that how you say it? Took me 1 year of hard work to achieve. So far, I've worked on my personal time and money. I want to go further and make a living from creating various digital experiences. With respect to this dream, I'd be delighted to see some of you leave a tip, a comment, or both, following the links on the left page. Thank you for visiting. Wish all you a wonderful path in time. I think it's just going to take me to the web. Okay. Special thanks to Delphine for letting me record and process her dance moves. To Athena for her loving support and beta testing. So right here we got some Mario looking like. Oh, that is so cool. So it's where they'll be in the future that's behind them. But that's what they look like throughout time. So you can see where they're going to be and see where they're currently at. So you can see throughout time. Looks that thing's gonna come out. Mario's gonna hop upwards. Fireball. He's gonna. That is so cool. Okay, so yeah, it shows you where it's going to be in the future. The shape of time. Wow. So, what is this? At last, here's my favorite machine, the Time Shaper. Take the remote and have a walk inside and some video clips. I can guarantee you've never seen a video this way before. Don't be shy. Walk among the floating particles. If you enjoyed the exhibit, you may want to look at the visitor's book near the entrance. Okay. E for the remote. What's going on here? So what we're looking at here is particles that are being used to simulate a woman, I'm guessing. A woman? I don't know why I said it like that. Could be a guy, but I think that's a... And as you can see, it's an animation of what happens throughout time. So this is what she looks out through. So through from the future right here, I think, unless that's the past, either one of these could really be the future or the past. I mean, from the future to the past, whichever one. In that specific time period, this is what she looks like. Her fourth dimensional being looks like this. Similar. Because the fourth dimension is inward and outward, which is what time is. It's hard to think about it. We can't really perceive it. Okay, so here is what looks like a wave. It's two people and what they look out like throughout time. Wow. So, okay. Wow. This one's purple. And this is what they look like throughout time. You can just move throughout time. So cool. And this is what they look like going throughout time. Okay, so we know where the future is then. Boom. Hits it. In this specific part of time, we can see that's where the ball is hit and it is moved. This one seems a little harder to envision. But what you can see here is that it's similar to Tetris. These blocks are falling down, but we didn't really see them much. What they do when they fall is throughout time, it's like this, but really they're moving down like this, but throughout time, they're not. It's where they were at that specific period in time. What is this now? He jumps and he shoots. That's so crazy. Wait. Did we not? We already saw this one, right? No. It's new. She's an ice skater. More ice skating, I'm guessing. I don't even know what that one was. So here's one of multiple people and their positions throughout time combined together. So moving throughout space, it's all predetermined, or are we continuously changing throughout time and adding on to ourselves like this? Is it just moving, or is it already predetermined? Wow. I don't know how many of these there are. We probably can't look at all of them. I mean, we could. To save us some time, we probably won't. Some fish? Wow. Nothing really interesting, but I'm trying to see here. Ooh, popcorn. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Let me explain this one. What does this look like to you? That looks like the sun, right? And all the planets circling the sun? Well, this is what the solar system would look like throughout time, but this is what the solar system actually looks like. The planets are circling around the sun, but the sun is moving in the galaxy. So while it's moving, the planets are still wanting to follow it. Catch my drift? They are moving with it. So this is what they actually look like. But all it looks like from a top view is them circling it. When really, it's all moving. This one has a color change or no? No, it doesn't. But throughout time, that'd look even crazier. This looks so crazy. We can see what they're doing right there. Wow. So here is a plant growing over time. So that's what it would look like. Someone playing on the guitar here. Whatever this is. And we're back at the start. Okay, so let's place the remote back. Or not. Oh, I'm guessing that's how you type stuff up. I could be wrong. Hmm. Well, let's just move on, I'm guessing. So this is a 3D Zoetropes from 2015. What is that? 3D printed kick. So this is a kick over time. Human motions over time. Oh, wait. Where's the beginning of the timeline? Over here? 1882. Chronophotographies. I'm guessing they take multiple photos and put it together and show where this bird is over time. And I guess that's who he is. Did that. This would be like the beginning of stop motion. Cameras or videos are just a bunch of pictures over time, so that's where they are. That could totally not be what this is, but I mean, that is what photos are. And they took pictures of people over time where they would be. I mean, even if you look at one of those long exposure cameras or whatever that show the light over the time, it's like interesting. So here's a little presentation, I guess, of how far they would have gotten. Weird. Is this a real person? So what is this? Space-time continuum? What about it? Albert Einstein. Oh, there we go, general relativity. And that's what it actually looks like. People think it looks like things bending downwards, but it's actually in the fourth dimension, which is inward. So here's the explanation of special relativity. But why? Many have questioned the nature of time before me. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. On the left, I gathered some artists who worked in somewhat similar to time shapes. On the right, I gathered some scientists who, as I discovered, theorized time shapes in the early XX century. They established that our world had to be considered as a 4D space-time continuum for the speed of light to make sense. However, they were happy with their... I feel like my room's haunted. My Alexa goes off for no reason half the time. Yeah, most of the time it's not working. Anyway. I don't even know how to say that word. Quadrivectors and relativistic equations. They didn't both bother about space-time depiction. On the other hand, artists since the beginning of photography have developed creative ways to represent time, some very similar, if not identical, to time shapes. Surprisingly, no one has made the connection between space-time and its representation with time shapes. There still was a conceptual gap to close, and I hope you've closed it with me today. So here's it showing space-time, future, past, and that's the present. Okay. So why is it shrinking in? I don't know. But here's another example. So this is what it looks like throughout time. The Earth is moving and the moon spins around it, but that's actually what it looks like in real life, just not like that. Like that's actually how it moves through space. But through time, if it was stationary, it's just sitting there and spinning, that's what it would look like. Now moving throughout space, it would look like this, but on a much more complicated scale. Space-time diagram. So inanimate object, simple pattern, and it's over time, it's just going to sit there forever. It looks like it's moving a little bit, but a living object has a complex one. And that means that it's always moving everywhere and it looks crazy. But life comes in and it disappears like so. Why is that? So here they're showing, they're separated so they're not connected, but this is basically what it is. Space-time diagram. The clocks as they're moving throughout time. But if you put them all next to each other, that's what the clock looks like throughout time. So we got a weird, complex looking thing here. Looks like we got what looks like to be a human here. So this is of someone dancing over time, carved into wood. But just looking at it, you don't even understand. Once you do, though, it's something more complex. And I don't know if you would say beautiful. We live in the illusion of an animated universe because we observe it slice by slice, second after second. Our consciousness is the one thing moving through time, animated by a mysterious force. Things just remain where and when they've always been, superseding to themselves instant after instant, If your eyes could see through space and time, the most shocking sight would be the stillness of it all, as we drift endlessly in an ocean of perpetual shapes. So what it's saying is, everything looks like this and everything is still. It creates the illusion because looking at it slice by slice, we see it moving. But really everything is just still, and we're moving through it. So really, it looks like I'm moving here, but I was intended to do this. I'm just moving through. It's like moving through a flip book. Looking at the whole flip book at once, there's no real motion. And you're just moving through the pages, slice by slice. What is this? Here's another one. Interesting. Look at the inside of it here, while we can. So crazy. So this one obviously is a hand. Looks like it's moving between... Okay. Yep, there we go. Wow. Originally, you would have no clue what this represents or means. And this is what it looks like throughout a piece of time. Here's of a duo dancing together. Complex. They combined together because they occupied the same area of space but at a different time. So everything is just one still piece. The question is, why are we moving through it unknowingly? Press and hold your mouse left click. Okay. As you can see, each one of these sculptures is drawn from a 2D motion. The motion is revealed by seeing the shapes slice by slice. This demonstrates the following statement. Any motion is equivalent to a static shape. Any motion can be described as a static shape by adding a dimension to the space where the shape is observed. So really what the third dimensional ones would look like in the fourth dimension is way too much for us to even imagine. It's unfathomable. You just can't. And if you can, then I don't know how. I lied. After each motion, the puppet teleports back to its original position. Its time shape is in fact discontinuous. This is only possible in virtual worlds and in our minds, where things can appear and disappear without transition. It appeared to me that time shapes can define what is real and what is virtual. Real things have continuous time shapes, virtual things have discontinuous time shapes. Quantum physics may question the validity of this criteria, but this is a talk for another day. So throughout time, this is what it looks like. Over here, the puppet leaves a trace floating around it. Oh, it's going back in time, I think. I don't know. The puppet leaves trace floating around it. This trace isn't a time shape per se, although it helps illustrating one of the time shape's most important property. Time shapes are continuous. Whatever motion animates the puppet, its time shape is continuous. A discontinuous time shape would mean that the puppet did teleport or instantly morphed into something else. It cannot happen in reality. So that's what I was talking about. Oh, I think we walked on the wrong side of... We were supposed to start over here, guys. And then make our way over there. They didn't really explain that too well. Oh, we should have started here. My bad. Let's watch this little video here.
L'espace, c'est là où sont les choses. Et le temps, c'est quand sont les choses. L'espace-temps, c'est les deux. L'espace-temps a 4 dimensions. 3 d'espace et 1 de temps. Vous le savez peut-être déjà. Par contre, vous ne l'avez jamais vu. On ne peut pas voir en 4 dimensions. Alors, comment pourrait-on voir l'espace-temps ? Eh bien, il faut faire un échange. On va jongler avec les dimensions. Et si on mettait devant et derrière ce qui est avant et après ? Voilà, nous avons échangé une dimension spatiale avec le temps. Vous observez l'espace-temps, dans lequel passé, présent et futur coexistent. La trajectoire des balles est devenue une forme ondulante. J'appelle ces formes les formes temporelles.
I can't tell if it's still showing us something or not. When I came up with the idea of time shapes in 2014, I started making sculptures in my local fab lab. They are done in 5 steps. Film any motion in front of a green screen, extract every frame from the video, outline the silhouettes in each frame. Slice these silhouettes in the material of your choice, stack them one behind another. The result sculpture has 3 dimensions, though one of them is the time axis. So I did this in the wrong order, I'm sorry, but we're going to do it in the right one now until we get to the part we were at. Here it looks like, I don't know, a head turning around. Here we go. So they sculpted it so that when it spins, it looks like a head is talking. Because throughout time, that's what it looks like. Here's another sculpture they made to demonstrate throughout time. Here's silhouettes. Oh, this is how they made it. Wow. Here's one of those ones that we're going to see later. I think all of these are. Maybe not. But interestingly enough, that's what these all look like. Yeah, they are the same ones that we see. So cool. We didn't see this one, but it looks so complex. It's just amazing what it does to your brain. Time shapes are 3D projections of the 4D space-time. We're used to see a 3D projection of, so we're used to seeing a 3D projection of 4D space-time in our everyday life. The world around us is a projection at the present time of the 4D space-time. Time shapes differ in that one of the projected dimensions in time. I firmly believe that they are just a valid representation of reality. Both are partial representations of a 4D gigantic static shape that constitutes our universe. Meaning it basically decides what happens because it's all planned out. Everything is planned out. And if we had alternate timelines, that'd be even crazier. That would be like the fifth dimension, but it can't. Can it? Hmm. Well then, guys, I think, even though we did it backwards, I think we saw everything there was to see here. So, yeah, that brings you to the web. Well, guys, I got that on Steam. I don't know if it's anywhere else. If you guys want to check that out, I'll have a link in the description to it and possibly to that website that it brings you to. So that was interesting, mind blowing, and amazing. Any thoughts? Type it down. Anything else you guys want to see me do on this channel, check out, or on my actual gaming channel, just, you know, tell me and I'll consider it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.